Hey, what's up guys? Today in this video, I am going to show you few interesting things about testing. So today I'm going to show you how I did the testing of an API which I am using to publish a video. The entire functionality is that I have an API where the admin will you know look at the video and the admin will accept the video. Okay, if the video is accepted, what we will do is obviously first of all we will publish that video and then we'll send an email to the user who has uploaded or submitted that video. And doing that, we will test first of all the basic things like if the admin is making an API call, whether the video is being published or not. But then we'll also test whether the email was sent or not and whether the email was sent to the correct person or not. Okay, so let's look at it. So we have an API where I have video slash publish. Okay, that API is being handled by admin video controller publish method. So let's look at that thing. I'll open up admin video controller. So inside admin video controller, I have this publish method which has request. I'm doing the validation and then I created the video service. So inside video service, I injected the video service. I already had the video service. Okay. In this constructor, I am doing video service and then this video service equals video service. That is how we we do a dependency injection in Laravel, right? So we injected our video services in here and then after the validation is done, I pass the video ID to this function inside our video service, which is publish video by ID. Okay, now let's see what is happening over here. So in this function, we are getting the ID, we are first loading the video and we are changing the state from is published equals 1 from whatever it is, and then we are saving it. Now once this is done, the important thing starts, which is we are raising an event called video published. Okay, so now what happens is in Laravel, if you raise an event, there can be multiple handlers or multiple classes which can listen to that event and they can perform certain kinds of actions. Okay, so the concept is that anywhere in your application, if something is happening, you can raise an event and be done with it, right? Like my service raised an event and it returned the video. It doesn't care what is going to happen with the event which was fired. It just understands that the event needs the video which was just published, and that's about it. Other than that, nothing is the responsibility of this particular service. Okay, so that's done. Now, because we have raised an event, we need to do something about it, right? So let me open up the event class. This is my logger. I need to remove. Okay, so inside the constructor, I am passing the video and that is added to this public property. Why inside the constructor? Because you can see new video published $video. This is the video I'm passing. And one more important thing is, do remember any property inside the event class, if it is not public, it will not be accessible by the handlers. Hence, ensure that it's a public property. For me, the video property is a public property. Okay, so with this done, the event has done its part. But then how do we tell the framework, or how do we tell Laravel that this is the class, or let's say these are A, B, C classes which will do something when the event is fired? So how do we do that? Event service provider is something which we need to look at. So the event service provider has one entry by default, which is registered class is the event. Okay, it's inside Illuminate auth events registered. Okay, so it's inside the Illuminate package. But when this event is fired, then this handler is called. Okay, or you can say even listeners. So this listener class will be triggered. Similarly, when our event, video published event, is fired, then our listener, which is video published owner email, will get triggered. Okay, now what I typically like to do is have one action in one class, which is one listener. Okay, because then you are writing small chunks of code, responsible for doing only one thing, and you can easily deactivate or activate certain things based on the requirement. For example, today I may need to um, you know send an email, add it to add the new video to some search index, and do whatever, what not. But then tomorrow, suddenly, let's just say that the requirement came in that, oh, you know what, we don't want to send the email anymore. So for me, it's just commenting out this. If I comment this handler, everything else will continue to work as it is. Just one handler was commented out. Okay, so you need to plan your code accordingly, right? So now we have a listener. I call it handler many times, but the idea is very similar. Where when the event is triggered, this is a class which will listen to it. Okay, in this we have a handle method, and because of this handle, I tend to call it handler. Okay, because the handler has a handle method. Okay, but yeah, doesn't make a difference. We need to understand the concept. So event service provider tells us this. Now, because Laravel knows this, Laravel will new up this class and it will call the handle function. Okay, this handle function will get the event class by default. Okay, and because this event class has a public property which is video, we are able to get that property inside our handler or the listener, what the Laravel calls it, right? So inside the listener, we will get the public property video in here. Okay, so I got the video, I fetch the user. Okay, and then I have a mail class. So the mail class, which I am calling here video published email to owner, right? This is the email which is getting triggered, right? That is triggered with the user, which I just found from the user table, video table, because video dot user id is the user who is the owner of that video, right? So this is the user. I am saying that I need to mail to that particular user. I need to queue this email, and that's why I have this should queue interface, and I'm queuing this particular email. Now, important concept. Why should queue? So as you can understand that a queue, or rather any event listener or handler, right? They can many a times do stuff which takes time. For example, sending an email will take time. Adding the new published video to a search index can take time. So we don't want that particular action to be running on our main thread, because if we do that, it will mean that on the click of that button, when the admin is publishing a video, the entire loop is going to execute, and admin will have to unnecessarily wait, and it will feel as if the app is very slow. So the best idea to speed up this process is that you raise that event and you close that thread. Okay, so the user gets the feedback immediately, and then your queue can run these heavy lifting stuff in the background. Okay, and that's why we have should queue. So you can have your queues running through either SQS from Amazon or through Redis or whatever it is, right? But you get the point that your queue is running separately. It is going to handle those things while your thread, the main thread, returns early. Okay, so now we have a email class. This is going to be straightforward. In the email class, I have this video, and this is the build function where we send the template. This is our template, and I have added this subject. Let me open up the template. I haven't done too much actually. um, I've just said, your video has been published, your video is published now, and I wanted to send the email URL and stuff, which I will do later. But the idea is to get the functionality in place. So yes, what is going to happen is this email will be triggered. Now there are quite a few things happening, so quickly let's run through it once again. Now after I have done all the explanation, let's quickly run down the entire thing happening in live mode. So the service was called by the controller, the video is published, the video was saved, an event was raised, and the video was passed to that event. In the event, we have our constructor where I injected, I have passed the video, so I have a public property where I have assigned the video which we just published. Now the part of the event is done. Okay, now event service provider. Inside the event service provider, opened up a wrong file. Inside the event service provider, we have a mapping. We are telling the framework that, hey, you know what, if this event is raised, this handler should be called. What does that handler do? This handler has a handle method. This method will be called by the Laravel framework. It automatically gets the event object, which is of type video published. And because it has a public property video, I'm able to get that video, and that video.user ID is something which I have created here. I got the user. This user is the owner of the video. So we are sending an email to the owner of the video, which is queued. Okay. And what email is being sent? The email is this email class, which is video published email to owner. Now, if we go over here, this is where the build function will be called. We are setting the subject. We are setting the markdown template. And I showed you the template, and that's how the entire process is done. Okay. So now, how do we test this? Let's close everything again. Admin video controller, and admin video published. I think video publish test. Right. These are the two things. So let's look at our code and see what do we need to test. This is the validation. I'm saying that this is part of framework. I don't need to test it for now. Okay, it's a required parameter and all those things. So this is fine. Exists is also there. Let's go to our service. Inside the service, I am doing something. This obviously needs to be tested. So what is our first test? Our first test is that it publishes an unpublished video. What have we done over here? Let's more space. So we create a user. We create a video. The video is of state unpublished. I am making an AJAX call. Oh, by the way, the user is an admin user. Okay. So user factory state admin. Right. So this acting as this admin user, I'm making a JSON call, or rather an API call. It's a post call to the route admin video publish. And I'm sending ID as the current video ID because it is an unpublished video. Then I'm asserting that I'm getting a status 201. And then I'm asserting that the JSON which I received is published as 1. This is expected, right? Because it was 0 and now it should be 1. So this is our first assertion. And the second step is important. Here we are asserting that an email was sent. Now, try and understand. When you are executing a test, you don't want to send an email, right? So how do we test it? The framework gives you all tools that you need to do this. Okay. So first of all, you add this function, mail fake. Now, the faking of the sending of an email will happen. Okay. So now let's set up our world. We are creating an admin user. Actually I should do this. it makes it more readable. Admin user, so acting as admin, or rather admin user. Okay, so in here I did that. Oh, I haven't, so let me refactor this as well. Admin user. Right. So I'm creating an admin user, I'm creating a normal user, I'm creating a video where the user ID or the owner is a normal user. Okay, then I'm making an AJAX call as an admin user to the post route, which is admin.video.publish. I'm sending the ID as the current video ID, which is in an unpublished state, right? It is pretty similar. And then because we have this mail fake, now we can do mail assert, and we are asserting that this email was sent. Okay, assert that it was queued. And then, as I told you, I also want to confirm that the email is going to the correct person. So the second parameter is a closure, in which we get the $mail as a parameter, and I'm using the user, okay, because it's inside the closures, so I'll have to do use. I'm taking this user which we just created, and then I'm returning true and false, true or false, based on whether the mail has 2 as the current user. So it will either return true or false. If it returns false, then the assertion fails, and if it returns true, then the assertion is successful. So that's how we are running our test. And if you see, all my tests should be passing. Yes, it does. So 18 tests, 72 assertions. Everything was done in 1.269. Wow, that's too much. Let's see. Okay, it's still more than a second. But anyways, you get the point, right? So this is how we tested two very important things. One is obviously that once you hit the publish button, actually the video is published. And the second thing is our business logic that an email should go. So the email will go because this event is triggered. Now, there are certain things which you'll have to understand, that we can't actually test that the email went. We can only test that the email class, or the email, yes, the email class was triggered, and eventually it will be sent. But if your configurations and something is wrong, then there's really nothing which we can do inside our test, because we can't just test an email box. All right, so the testing is done, but this time, for the sake of our satisfaction, why don't we make an API call and actually see this in action? So far, we have never tested our APIs apart from the login and the video listing which we created using the front end, but we never tested it on Postman. So let's do that and see whether an email can go or not. So I'll come to my Chrome box. Okay, I'm using Mailtrap. Okay, it gives you these environment variables. It's a free account. You can use this credentials to set up your SMTP. And right now my mailbox is empty. Right now inside Postman, first let's see the database. Inside the database, video ID 1 is published as 0, and if I go to Postman, the URL admin/video/publish has this body parameter where ID is 1, and we have the bearer token. So now if I make an API call, obviously right now my queue is sync, which means it will be on the thread. Let me show you .env. My queue driver is sync. If it was Redis or something else, this would have happened in parallel, but that's a separate story. But it went through, and in here inside Mailtrap we have our email. So you can see our code is running properly, emails are being sent, and the functionality is well tested. So yes, that's about it, guys. That's how we created a very important API where video is being published and certain side effects are happening based on that particular event. and those side effects are being triggered using events, and we are ensuring that the events are being tested using this. So we have mail fake, we have event fake, and a lot of stuff. You can go and check the documentation, but as far as the email goes, this is what I felt it was required. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe what we can also do is, let me go to the testing part. Mocking event fake. See, now the email is being fired. That is one test which we are doing, but we should also test that the event is being fired, right? So event, we have event this, assert dispatch. So it's a pretty straightforward thing. I'm sure. What I will do is, it fires event published event. Wow, that's a strange name, but that's fine. So admin user, this, everything is added over here. The API call was made. Now based on the documentation, I can do event fake, so I'll do that. Event fake. Okay, and then what I'll do is event assert dispatched is video published class. Let's just run this particular test case. So PUF, if you are not aware which PUF does PHP unit filter, okay, so PUF, this will only execute that test, and we are passing, which means everything is fine. So that's done live, how you write a test for a small little thing. So thanks guys, that's about it. If you like the video, do click on the thumbs up icon and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.